anticipated topping out ceremony at the new Highmark Stadium, the largest construction project in the history of Western New York. I'm Maddie Glab, the team reporter for the Bills, and I'll be your MC today. We are so excited for this day of celebration. For those of us not in the construction industry, that would be myself, do not trust me with a hard hat. Topping out represents the completion of the structural steel phase of the project. We will begin the program momentarily, but I'd like to introduce our honorary guests as they come up to the stage. Let's welcome Bills and Sabres Chief Operating Officer Pete Gwelly, Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula. Joining him on stage is Laura Pegula. While Kim Pegula can't be here today, as this project was something she helped with from its inception, we want to recognize Kim Pegula today as well. The Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz. And the Commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell. I can't believe almost 2 years ago we were here for the groundbreaking ceremony, standing on a piece of land, excited about what was to come. Just 14 months ago, we laid the first column. This place is really coming to life. It's remarkable. We want to start off the program by thanking our stadium planning group, our friends at Gilbane Turner, Gilbane CEO Adam Jellin, Turner Chairman and CEO Peter Doverin, Highmark President Tom Fitzpatrick, leadership from legends, populists, the construction workers, tradespeople, and iron workers to get us to where we are today. We also have to shout out the general foreman in charge of erecting all of the steel and precast for Stonebridge, Billy Collern. Billy is a fourth-generation iron worker and a proud member of Local 6 who's here with his wife today. He's been an inspiration for everyone as he beats cancer. Way to go, Billy. Thank you so much for the long days and nights, the hard work in the snow, rain, wind, sleet, this crazy climate that we live in. It was important to get us to where we're at today. Bills owner Terry Pegula said he wanted a stadium built for Buffalo, and we're starting to see what that looks like right before our eyes. So far, I think you guys are nailing it. The estimated number of hours worked to this date is, get this, 1.7 million hours. That's an average of 6,000 hours per day. The tons of steel placed are more than 25,000, the equivalent of around 5,000 elephants. 104,000 pounds of explosives have been used for excavation, the equivalent of about 10 elephants. I guess I do all my measurements in elephants. Talking to Bills players and members of Bills Mafia, people are ecstatic about this new state-of-the-art stadium. When you drive by, you can't help but slow down, pull down your window, take a couple pictures safely, and dream about what's to come. Bills Mafia is so excited to scream for their team in a new environment. The players are eagerly awaiting getting to play in the coolest new NFL stadium. Today, we will hear from several leaders from the Bills, the NFL, and the state of New York. I would like to welcome someone who has literally poured his heart and soul into the new Highmark Stadium. Someone we are so lucky to have that cares about the Buffalo part of the Buffalo Bills. It's our owner, Terry Pegula. Terry has been the owner for 10 incredible years. In that time, the Bills have made it to the playoffs 7 times and won the AFC East 5 times in a row. Let's just pencil that in for 6. Terry Terry also got to add overseeing the drafting of a now MVP quarterback to his list of accomplishments once Josh Allen was crowned MVP in February. With how successful the team has been on the field and the culture he has put in place off the field, I think it's safe to say this stadium is going to be a smashing success. Terry?
I should congratulate Josh. He now makes more money than I do. Was that funny? You know, while gathering notes for today's event, my staff handed me a lot of statistics. And I saw two statistics that were like almost bizarre to me. The first one is our friend across the street. The groundbreaking for it was April 4th, 1972. The second stat, that stadium cost $22 million, and we're at pretty much 100 times that. And I don't say that in a negative way, but it just goes to show you how times have changed since 1972. One thing that hasn't changed, there are hardworking Americans in this country, and we have a lot of them in our crowd today. Back in '72, my father was a truck driver, mechanic, and he was a teamster. What does my father have to do with what we're doing today? I remember he used to drive by construction projects that were finished, some dams, bridges, buildings, and he would say, I hauled the concrete that built that place. I hauled the stone. I hauled the steel. My father was very proud of what he did. So to me, today is not about Terry Pagula, Kathy Hochul, Mark Polenkars, Roger Goodell. Today is about you hard workers, men and women. I was given a statistic, got to find it on my phone here. Breakdown of workers on site to date, 3,580 individuals. Electricians, carpenters, operating engineers, painters, on, and teamsters, just like my dad was. And iron workers. The list goes on and on. So I want to tell all the workers here, and I don't know how we're going to do this because I just thought of this yesterday. We are going to have a place at this stadium where if your grandchildren want to see you worked here, they can pull your name up. I don't know how, this is beyond my pay grade doing stuff like that. But they'll be able to come to the stadium and say, hey, my granddad or my father worked here. And I think you all deserve that. So we're going to put this piece of steel up, And we're calling it the topping off ceremony. It's the last piece of steel we're going to put on the stadium. I call it the first piece of building the rest of the stadium. And I know one thing, I'm not capable of getting it up there. But I know you guys know how to hook up to it, how to raise it, how to put it in there and bolt it in and get it done. And I want to thank you all for that. God bless you.
Terry, I think you're selling yourself short. I think you could raise that beam on your own. I believe in you. Maybe you could give it a try. Next up is someone who has quite a busy schedule, but has shown just how much she cares and values the Buffalo Bills, as well as the construction of a new amazing stadium. It's our Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. Governor Hochul is the 57th governor of New York and New York's first female governor. Since she's from Buffalo, I know Governor Hochul is excited to cheer on the Buffalo Bills in the new Highmark Stadium. Governor Hochul.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, how sweet it is to have left Albany during budget season. And I'm sure the press will give me a hard time, but my meeting's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'll go to 2 in the morning, so don't worry about that. But this is where I needed to be right here, right now. Thank you, Marv Levy. Because this symbolizes the greatness of our state and its people. And I also want to say this. I'm going to nominate Terry Pagula, Kim Pagula, and the entire family as Buffalo-owned MVP ourselves. They're our MVPs. They have made this magic happen. They have brought hope back to this region, a sense of pride in all of us. And it feels so good because I remember those days in 1972. My grandfather just retired after spending a lifetime at the steel plant where he worked with his sons, my father. The hard work in the coal blast furnace. But all he wanted to do when he retired, not go to Florida, but get season tickets to the Buffalo Bills, and that's what he got from all of us. And he was at the very first season in 1972 when we started here. So this is in my DNA. I remember Jack Kemp. No one here is old enough to remember Jack Kemp, do you? Okay. Terry and I remember Jack Kemp. He was kind of the Josh Allen of our time, but didn't really jump over defenders and do things like that. But he was really a big deal to us, right? So I've been watching this sport since I was a little kid. You couldn't come to dinner at the dinner table with all my brothers and my dad and not know the statistics and the trades and how we were doing against the Packers and everybody else. It was how I was raised. So I am proud to be the first governor from Buffalo since Grover Cleveland. I'm proud to be the first woman governor. But I'm also proud to be the biggest Buffalo Bills fan that governor's office has ever seen. So to all my colleagues in government, I thank you. This was an effort that had to happen not just in our offices, but also in the legislative floor. And I want to thank Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes for being a great champion and helping get it through. Our Senator Sean Ryan's here. Senator April Baskin's here. Mayor Chris Scanlon's here. And, of course, Mark Polenkars, who was at the negotiating table with me from the very beginning. I want to thank that partnership that found the resources to help make this happen. So thanks to all of them. But Terry's absolutely right. Politicians can do so much. But it's the people wearing the hard hats that made this happen. And I know, just as he was saying, you will go by here and bring your kids and grandkids and maybe even their kids to the games here and say, I was a piece of that. I helped make this happen. At a time sometimes when people start giving up on our cities and our regions. And yes, we're in for some tough times in the next few years because I can feel it already. But one thing I know about Buffalonians and people from Western New York, we are tough, We are resilient, and nothing keeps us down, and the men and women in labor make it happen. Let's give another round of applause to all the hard workers. They work through horrible ice storms and blizzards and floods and all the things that Mother Nature threw at you, and you kept showing up day after day so we could play ball on time next season. So I'm so proud. I'm a little excited, as you can tell. I feel like I'm at a game, right? But I'll tell you this. Lastly, what this team and this stadium have done is something that's really hard to say happens in other parts of our country. And that is to unify people, to make people feel, regardless of your political affiliation. I know when I walk through the crowds, as I did just back in January, and my state police detail has a heart attack, because I'm walking right down, high-fiving everybody, talking to everyone. It doesn't matter who's a Democrat, Republican, or non-affiliate. It doesn't matter, because we all have a common bond, and that is our love for Buffalo and the Buffalo Bills, and that is enduring. And we need to see more of that. Whether I'm at my sports bar in New York City, where I tell you I have converted more fans to this team than anybody in history. And I tell them, and I know I get in trouble for this, the only team that plays in New York, right? The only team that plays. No, Jets and Giants fans love you. But when your team is not playing the Bills, I know you are a Buffalo Bills convert, because I can feel it throughout this state. And all I wanted to do is unify this state, and we did it around this amazing team and all the amazing people who made this happen. I am so proud. Congratulations. And I cannot wait a year and a half from now when we go into that stadium and march in there and say we've got the greatest facility in all of America, and it is our own in Buffalo. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Governor Hochul. I love what you said about tough and resilient, that Buffalo is tough and resilient. I think it reflects all of the construction workers working through those long nights, early mornings. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to welcome to the stage Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz. County Executive Poloncarz has been in the position for more than 10 years and is currently serving in his 4th term. County Executive Poloncarz has done so much to help the Bills over the several years that he's been serving. Just like all of us in the crowd, he can't wait to watch Josh Allen win multiple MVPs in this new stadium. And how about a couple AFC championships as well?
Thank you, Maddie. I'm looking forward to that Super Bowl win, to tell you the truth. I got to follow the governor, and she's pretty fired up. And now she's going to a budget negotiation in Albany. I hate to be the Speaker of the Assembly or the Leader of the Senate, because they're going to have to deal with the governor, and she is in a good mood. And to all of our guests here, especially those who've come and flown into Buffalo and Erie County, just so you know, this is what our weather is like every day during the spring. It's sunny, it's beautiful. And it just, Mother Nature is shining on us, because it wasn't sunny and beautiful yesterday, and it's going to be a little wet tomorrow, but someone's looking out for us, so thank you. I just want to know, when you stand next to this stadium, the future home of our beloved Buffalo Bills, you realize not only how big the stadium is, but the impact this stadium has had in this community. And all you got to do is look at all the men and women there. Every single one of them who's worked on this. Thousands of construction workers. And it's true, the stories you'll be telling your kids and your grandkids, that you were part of the construction and building of this stadium. The first commissioner of the Public Works Department that I had in my administration was John Lafredo. We lost John Lafredo in the last year, and this is something he'd be especially proud of, because he worked on the construction of the stadium across the street. And he used to talk about how through all the projects that he did in Erie County and the other jobs he had, City of Buffalo, that was the one he was most proud of. That was the one he talked to his family about, was building the home of the Buffalo Bills. And that's what this is about. Each and every one of you there is building the home of the Buffalo Bills for the next 30 years, and it's something that we can all be proud of. But we can also be proud of the investment that this had in our community, the thousands of good-paying jobs from our local Buffalo buildings trades. I want to give a shout-out to the Buffalo buildings trades and all that they do to create a better community. And I want to thank my partners in Erie County government that are here today who supported this. Of course, our great governor and the delegation in New York State, they took some heat. There was some criticism of this, but I don't know how you can stand next to this and criticize it, because what we've done is ensure the future of this team for 3 more decades, and it's something that has had an incredible economic impact in our community. So to the governor and our friends in state government, thank you for your commitment to this project. Of course, to Terry, Kim, and the entire Pegula family, thank you for your commitment to this community. There are other cities in the United States that want a professional football team, but I can tell you this, they're not getting the Buffalo Bills because of the commitment of this family. I want to thank the entire Buffalo Bills family because I know the hard work that they're putting into this, starting from not only Mr. Pegula, but each and every one of the individuals. They're trying to run a football team, they're trying to win a Super Bowl, and they're building the biggest project in Erie County's history. So thank you, John Polka and your team. And once again, to our friends and construction workers, I just want to thank you for all that you're doing. We got a beautiful day today. It isn't always beautiful when it's on site here. You've worked in some adverse conditions, but this stadium is on time. It's going to open next year. We're going to see Josh Allen running out of that tunnel and the rest of the Buffalo Bills following it. And each and every one of you are the reason that it's here and it's happening today. It'll happen in 2026. And it's something that we can all be proud of. So thank you all for the work that you've done, and go Bills. Thank you all.
Thank you, County Executive Poloncarz. You are so right about the economic impact that this stadium is going to have on Orchard Park, Buffalo, and Western New York as a whole. To finish up today's wonderful lineup of speakers, I'd like to introduce the Commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell. Commissioner Goodell took office nearly 20 years ago and since then has grown the game of football into becoming a global sport that people can't get enough of. I think we should just jump to 20 games because we can't get enough of Buffalo Bills football. This is not a ribbon-cutting ceremony. This is a topping out ceremony. I think that speaks to just how important this event is to Commissioner Goodell and how much he cares about each and every NFL team and how much he cares about the brand of the Buffalo Bills. We want to thank him for being here today. He took some time out of his busy schedule to be here in Buffalo.
Thank you. It's a real thrill for a kid from Jamestown, New York, to be here today. Having come to this stadium across the street for many years, and now to see what's behind me, I sort of wish I was a kid going into that stadium because it is just remarkable. And another shout out for all of you guys. You did it, and thank you for all the hard work and tough circumstances. So thank you very much. As I mentioned, I'm a Western New Yorker myself, and I think when I think back about the importance of this community, I know how much the Bills mean to this community. It's part of the spirit. It's part of the identity, the grit, the hard work, and I really believe this is going to secure this franchise here for decades. And kids of ours, kids of all those workers are going to be coming to this stadium thinking about the great tradition of the Buffalo Bills, and it doesn't happen without leadership. I want to start with Terry and his family, particularly Kim, who I know we wouldn't be here without Kim's leadership. Thank you, Kim. But Terry wanted to build something that meant something to this community, that was a point of pride for everybody here. And I think he's achieving that. And I think when we see those Buffalo Bills come out on opening day, we'll all feel that even more. So, Terry, thank you for that tremendous leadership. And, Governor, to you, I know you did take some heat, but thank you for your leadership. Thank you for standing up strong, your strength. And it wouldn't happen without leadership. And I see this all over the country. Our governor, she stood up and made this happen for this community, for the state of New York. And we are really proud of you, Governor. Thank you. And to our county executive, Mark, thank you. I know it's an ongoing relationship, and these are public-private partnerships. That's how these projects happen all over this country. And without that kind of leadership from the county, the state, it really doesn't happen. So we're proud to be part of that. But most importantly, I want to congratulate the fans. This community has fans like no other community. Their passion, their pride in this community, you can feel it every time you walk into the stadium, but more importantly, when you even watch it on television. And this is going to be a symbol of the Buffalo community and the Buffalo Bills all over the globe for decades to come. And that is going to make me proud every day I see it. And so thank you for that leadership. To the Buffalo Bills fans, to your core, you're as loyal as they get. And I know you can't wait for the next chapter in the history of the Buffalo Bills. So thank you. This is your home. Enjoy it, and I'll see you on opening day. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Goodell. I love that he pointed out Bills Mafia. In a lot of ways, we wouldn't be here today without our loyal fan base who is going to pack the new Highmark Stadium. That concludes our speaking portion of the ceremony. We want to thank you so much for our speakers today. You guys did a wonderful job. At this time, we're going to ask our guests on the stage to join Penny near the beam where we're going to get ready to raise it. Just a reminder to our guests here today, we're going to have a great reception across the street right after. There's going to be a shuttle service taking everyone to that reception. For our elected officials, we have reserved the first shuttle for you. We want to thank everyone so much for coming out today to help celebrate such a big accomplishment. And thank you to those who have put their heart and soul into this project. We are so proud of all the work you have done. I think we can officially call today the first tailgate at the new Highmark Stadium. How do we feel about that? To our guests seated in the crowd, if you would like a better view of the raising of the beam, please feel free to go ahead and exit the tent for that viewing. We'll begin that momentarily. Thank you, everyone.